Hey broskies, and welcome back to another genetics video. Now for this video I made a post asking on who you'd like to see next, and a lot of you chose Brambleclaw and Patchpelt. However, I also saw some of you wanted Swiftpaw, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone in this video. Swiftpaw's mother is also the mother of Brambleclaw and Patchpelt, and Swiftpaw's father's parents also has relation to the duo as well. So we're going to start off with Swiftpaw today, and then finish off with Brambleclaw and Patchpelt in another video. Now, to get to Swiftpaw, of course, we need to see his family tree and where it begins. So his mother is Goldenflower, her parents are Speckletail and Small Ear, and while Small Ear doesn't have any canon parents, Speckletail's parents are Hairpounce and Stagleap, and Swiftpaw's father is Patchpelt, his parents are Swiftbreeze and Adderfang. Swiftbreeze has one known parent, who is Flashnose. However, Swiftbreeze does not have a canon father. So let's go ahead and jump to the non-mystery side, which is the Goldenflower side. So let's go ahead and start off with Hairpounce and Stagleap. Hairpounce in the books is described as a light brown, so she would be XX with a base color of black. She would also have Big S since she has no white. Big D little d for an undilute carrier, because again, we want to be able to pass on that little d if we need to. And her locus B would be B prime B prime, since a light brown is the most recessive. And Stagleap, who is Hairpounce's mate, is described as gray, so he would be XY with a base color of black. Big S for no white again, and this time he would be little d for his dilute locus because he is gray. And now we're going to go ahead and look at that dilution chart. Since he's described as gray and not light gray, we know that his locus B alleles would be big B, and the other one wouldn't matter for him since it wouldn't show in his code. However, we do want to pick an allele that could potentially be good for the next generation, so we will choose B prime, and I will show you why we chose that when we get to Speckletail. Speaking of Speckletail, she is described as a pale golden. I would assume in this case pale golden means either orange or cream. However, as we know, neither of her parents carry an orange X or X subscript O, so unfortunately Speckletail cannot be orange in this case. So let's see how close we can get. We know she would be XX with a base color of black. She would also be Big S for no white, since both of her parents are Big S. And if you look at the locus B alleles, the cross between Stagleap and Hairpounce, you can see Speckletail has a 50% chance of being Big B B prime and a 50% chance of being B prime B prime. Now, the closer of the two to pale golden would be light brown or cinnamon, so we will make her locus B B prime B prime. As for her dilution locus, she has a 50% chance of either being little d or big D little d. And this is where some might disagree with my decision, but since she's described as pale golden in the books, I'm going to give her that little d and make her dilute, since in my opinion she would be closer to her canon colors as a fawn rather than a cinnamon. So now that we got Speckletail done, let's go ahead and jump to Small Ear. Like I said earlier, he doesn't have any canon parents, so in the books he is described as gray as well, so he would have around the same alleles as Stagleap, which would be XY for a black base coat. His first locus B allele would be Big B, his locus W would be Big S, and his dilution locus would be little d. And as for his second locus B allele, we would give him B prime, just like Stagleap, and again you'll see why in a moment. Small Ear and Speckletail have many kits, but in this video we're just going to focus on Goldenflower, who is Swiftpaw's mother. Goldenflower is also described as a pale ginger, just like her mother. But again, there are no orange X's in either of her parents, so she cannot inherit that orange coat. However, just like Speckletail, we will try to get her as close as possible to that pale orange. She would be XX with a base color of black, Big S for no white, since neither of her parents have any white. And then if we cross her parents' locus B, just like her mother, she would have a 50% chance of being Big B B prime and a 50% chance of being B prime B prime. And again, just like her mother, I will be choosing B prime as her locus B, and little d is the only option for her locus D, since both of her parents are little d. So she would be a dilute brown, again, other known as fawn, just like her mother. So now we have Swiftpaw's mother side all taken care of. Let's go ahead and look at his father's side. His father is Patchpelt, whose parents are Swiftbreeze and Adderfang. Swiftbreeze has one known parent, Flashnose, like I said earlier, so let's go ahead and see how we can work with that. Flashnose is described as a dark ginger she-cat with a white muzzle. So we know that since she is all orange, both of her X's would be orange, or X subscript O, X subscript O. We also know that she would be big S little s, or some white, for her muzzle is white. And her locus B, we have no idea what it would be because the orange covers that locus B coloring, so we can't really infer anything. And her dilution locus, we would leave it at big D little d, since she is not dilute, but just in case we need it, we would want that little d to pass on. Since we don't know anything about her mate, we're going to go ahead and have to assume a lot about Swiftbreeze, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. In the books, Swiftbreeze is described as brown and white. From her mother, we know she would have at least one orange X, and we also know that Swiftbreeze would have some white, since in the books, Swiftbreeze has white, so we will go ahead and give Swiftbreeze that big S little s. That's about as much as we can infer from what she gets from her parents. As for the rest, it will basically be made up since her father can be literally any combination and her mother has a locus B that we don't know. We can kind of just make up whatever we want in this case. So looking at Swiftbreeze and her kits, she has a lot of kits that are brown or showing locus B alleles. So that infers that she has at least one non-orange X. So we will go ahead and assume in this case that her father is a non-orange cat and give her that X subscript O X, the X being from her father. This would make her look like a calico. And again, in the books, she is described as brown, so we can make those black patches look brown through her locus B by giving her at least one little b allele, and the other allele we will just give her B prime. And last but not least, her dilution locus, we will go ahead and give her a big D, little d, my favorite combination of alleles, just like her mother. Here's a quick picture of what her father's genetic code could look like. Again, it's kind of generic, not very specific because he could be anything. And now we're going to go on a little bit of a tangent. I posted a poll earlier in the week to ask you guys a question. I wanted to know if the viewers would prefer I interpret dark brown as black, or if I should interpret dark brown as brown. A majority of you said that I should go with brown instead of black. I also noticed that quite a few people were trying to guess who I was talking about, but I didn't see anyone who actually had the right answer. This post, I was actually talking about Adderfang as the older cat and Swiftpaw as the younger cat. So for this video, that means that Adderfang is going to look a little bit more canon and Swiftpaw is going to look a little less canon, although not by much. On that note, let's go ahead and jump to Adderfang. He is described as a dark brown, so we know I'm going to make him brown. He would get an XY with a base color of black. He has big S for no white, big D, little d, my favorite, and because of the poll, we'll go ahead and give him that little b for one of his locus B alleles. And for the second allele, I'll go ahead and give him that B prime. So he would be little b prime. So now that we have Swiftbreeze and Adderfang, we can go ahead and get to Patchpelt, who is Swiftpaw's father. He is described as a black and white Tom. However, he would get an X from his mother and a Y from his father, which would make his base coat black. We would want him to get the non-orange X from his mother, because as we know, his mother has one orange X and one non-orange X. So that would give him that black base coat. We also know that he has a 50-50 chance of being big S or big S little s, so we would give him that big S little s since he does have some white. He wouldn't be dilute, so we would go ahead and give him that big D little d. And for his locus B, if you cross both of his parents, he could either be little b prime or b prime. So we will give him little b prime, which would make him brown and white. So finally, we've gotten to Golden Flower and Patchpelt, who are Swiftpaw's parents. So let's see what we can get. Swiftpaw would get an X from his mother and a Y from his father. That would give him a base color of black. He also has a 50% chance of being big S and a 50% chance of being big S little s, so we will go ahead and give him that big S little s because he does have that white. He would also have a 50% chance of being big D little d or little d, and we don't want him to be dilute, so we'll go ahead and give him that big D little d. And last but not least, if you cross both of his parents, he has a 50% chance of being little b prime and a 50% chance of being b prime. So under these circumstances, he cannot be black. So we will go ahead and give him that brown or little b prime. And this is what Swiftpaw would look like. Not exactly black and white, but pretty close. And again, in the next video, we'll be going over Brambleclaw and Tawny Pelt, so stick around for that. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and if not, that's totally fair. See ya!